Mic check, test, 1, 2. Alright, the mic is running. Is the stream running as well? I think so. Let me check. Looks strange. Okay, there's a short delay. Hi, welcome to this 7th live stream of my Q&A. This is actually a very spontaneous live stream, so I don't expect too many people coming live, but hopefully you will see this as a re-recording afterwards. Yeah, and since I know that this was very spontaneous and maybe not... Oh, I see the audio a little bit loud. Let me readjust the audio so it doesn't... I hope that is better and not too loud. Sorry about that. Yeah, as I said, this is very spontaneous and I haven't live streamed in a while, so this might be a little bit bumpy. And yeah, since I don't expect too many people coming to the live stream because it was so spontaneous, I have asked you on Instagram at You Know the Bow for a couple of questions that I will just start to answer now until a couple of you will ask me some questions in the chat. All right, let's start with some of the questions that have been submitted via Instagram. And the first question from Gummy Bear Eater: how is the new Heimplanet transit line? Actually, I just finished the Quicklook video of the Heimplanet transit line, and those are 3 bags, and I don't want to say dislike, but I wasn't too fond of one of the 3, but the other 2 were pretty cool. So that video will be live, I think, on Wednesday. And yeah, then you can see how I like the bags. The next question from Velocipop: why do you start all your review videos with the best ... I don't think I put always the best on the videos, but I actually tried that out for a while because, like every YouTuber, I'm trying to figure out how the algorithm is actually working. And what I found is that many people are searching for the term the best backpack for, or the best office bag. So I was trying out if that would actually help. I did not put that randomly. I'm actually, if that was, let me see if I can see in some of the videos which ones I actually called that, so don't tell you anything. So the last few videos where I said the best was the best motorcycle tank bag. I called that actually the best because in my opinion it is the best, at least in terms of the best looking one. And so yeah, I usually don't put that randomly, but at the beginning I was actually trying to figure out how to improve views on my videos. As a matter of fact, I have, if we continue talking about the YouTube channel, I was, if you have seen the last 3 or 4 videos, I'm trying to diversify the content in terms of creating other types of videos that aren't necessarily related to bags. So for instance, my Steinhardt watch review, which goes into the EDC realm, then the motorbike review, because I'm just interested in motorbikes since I got my motorcycle driver's license last year. So I'm just trying to create new content, and what I can see from that is that YouTube is kind of punishing me for that I'm kind of diversifying that. I would also love to know from you, do you like if I make other content as well? Obviously, I always want to create bag related or everyday carry related or travel related videos, but I just want to add to those videos and not replace my original content. And yeah, what I can see right now by creating these new videos, that views have dropped significantly. And yeah, just wanted to know from you guys and girls, do you like the new content, as long as I keep doing the other content, the bag related content as well? And yeah, I'm just trying out new stuff, and adding to the existing content, just to keep my creativity and my interest going, I guess. Um, um, Oh, hi to everyone, by the way, who just joined this live stream. Let me just switch on the chat. And yeah, hi to everyone. I will just continue to answer the questions from Instagram, and then I will go over to the chat. By Ola 1981, will there be more tech gadget reviews like the Nvidia Shield tablet? I really want to have more tech related reviews, um, but I'm not sure yet what type of content, because to me, there is already a lot of content that is tech related, or the tech space on YouTube is already quite saturated. So the good thing about the Nvidia Shield tablet was that I got a travel related spin on that video. And as long as I can spin tech videos in that space, I will continue doing that, because I think there are already so many phone reviews out there. But for instance, a phone review, in terms of the best phone for traveling with dual SIM card slots, a great camera and stuff like that, that's something that I could be thinking of doing in the future. But that is expensive, of course. If I get an upgrade for my LG G6, I would love to have the Samsung Note 9, but €1,000 for a phone seems kind of excessive. But if I have the chance to get one, then I would love to do a tech-related video about that. Roy BRS not. For 1 week travel, are you more on a carry-on luggage, 45 liters, or a bigger bag side? I haven't managed to do one bag traveling, especially when I need to go on a plane yet. For the only reason that I always travel with so much tech, and I'm a contact lens wearer and I wear hard contact lenses. For that reason alone, I always have at least 2 bottles of contact lens liquids, which are only available in 200 milliliters bottles. Those I can't take into the on board as a carry-on. I have to check those liquids in. Unfortunately, those liquids can't be refilled in another bottle, as far as I know, because of bacteria and being sterile, of course. So I always travel with 2 bags, and one check-in bag and one carry-on bag. And therefore, yeah, I haven't traveled by plane with a 1 bag carry-on bag. But if it's just a weekend trip and I travel with a car or by train, I actually have managed to travel with the Air travel pack, which I have the version 2 here, and I will test that in the future. But yeah, usually I have 2 bags with me, and one bigger one, which is usually the East pack, transverse rolling bag, or the Eastpak base camp duffel in size L, I think. You can see both of those bags in my very old favorite bags 1.0 video. I really need to update that video, to be honest. Next question, which is actually a small joke, but I want to answer that anyway, by Patrick N. Belate. Will you review things about dogs? Happy is actually lying right next to me, and I actually wanted to review a carrying solution for her because she is getting old. She's already 15 years old, and whenever we walk with Nemo and her, she's always kind of staying behind because she's getting so slow compared to Nemo. Compared to other dogs in her age, she's still very fit, but I always wanted to try a backpack where I can actually carry her, and so I would love to test out that bag. There are two bags. I think it's called the K9 Carrier or something like that, and the Rough Dogs. And I want to test out those bags in the future at some point. Let me see. Yeah, there aren't many more. Let me see. Is there another question on Instagram? All right, those were the Instagram questions. As I said, this was a very spontaneous request from my side to do a live stream, so there aren't that many questions on Instagram, but there's one more question from the community page here on YouTube by Rob WW. I would love to know how you determine the build quality of a bag. I get the different materials used has an impact, but the other thing I would like to know is how you determine quality by the way it has been put together. I'm thinking stitching mainly here. What makes a well out together that will last from one which won't? Yeah, I actually had a talk with Carryology last week, and I had the same question, to be quite honest. I'm planning to do a couple of interviews with designers and bag creators just to educate myself in terms of which materials are actually the most durable, which materials are the most lightweight, and why designers choose that material over the other material. The differences in stitching, like Bartek stitching is, as far as I know, one of the most durable stitchings, but also the most difficult one. So as you can probably tell from what I'm saying right now, I'm not that educated yet in terms of which materials and which production way is the most durable. And that is why I usually talk to all of the guys at Carryology and ask them, hey, as far as I can tell, this bag XY seems pretty durable because I can see this material, that stitching, and from my testing, it seems durable. Can you confirm this? Or I feel like that material doesn't seem very durable. Can you tell me more about that? Or am I mistaken? And that's at the moment the way I'm trying to figure out if a bag is very durable or not, or if I get the impression that a bag is suspicious in any way. I always confirm with people at Carryology who might be experts in those specific areas. So my plan is to actually educate myself and then create Carryology 101 videos that explain to you as a consumer why particular zippers, fabrics, stitchings are actually better or more desirable for certain types of scenarios. So that's what I'm actually planning and working on. It will take a while, obviously, because I need to make appointments with all those designers or more educated people in that regard. And then I need to create those videos. But that is something that I'm highly interested in. And I guess, I hope that you are interested in that kind of information as well. Alright, so now that we have all of the sent-in questions out of the way, let's go to the chat. Alright, hi to Faust. Sorry if I mispronounce the name, Shigo? What's up, Bo? What's up to you too? Thanks for being here, or thanks to everyone. Let's continue with the first question by Mark. Hey Bo, will you review more sling bags like the Chrome MXD sling or the X-Pack? And it's funny that you say that, because I actually started filming the sling bags video. It took me such a long time to test all the sling bags. I have, let me just open my Evernotes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sling bags that I have reviewed actually over 12 months. One of them has been tested by my wife for 12 months, and the other ones have been spreaded over the last 12 months. I have been testing those bags for quite a long time, and yes, the X-Pack is one of the bags, and the Chrome Notch, which is from the MXD lineup. And I hope to be, this week is the Heimplanet Transit Line video, next week is a vlog kind of video about what's in my bag for a short motorcycle trip, and then I will release the sling bags video. So I'm still filming on that one, and yeah, both of them are pretty cool, but all of them are pretty cool. And yeah, I hope you will like that video, because it took a long time to test all those bags. By Faust again, will you ever give the Bedouin Foundries Barbary Messenger bag a review? To be honest, I've never heard of that bag. I need to Google that bag after the live stream. Yeah, I hope if that's a cool bag and I can get a hold of that, I will obviously try to review that bag. By Caleb, Goruck raised their prices. Do you think they're still worth it? I haven't realized that they raised their prices. That is a good question. If you remember, I paid around 400 euros for my Goruck GR0 because of the very expensive shipping fee, which was at that time, 2 years ago, 80 euros, plus custom fees, which was calculated of the sum of the bag and the shipping cost. So that's why the bag was so expensive. And because it was the very first proper bag and the bag that started this channel, I obviously have a lot of emotional feelings for that bag, and I will never sell it. And I still like that bag quite a lot. But that being said, there are so many good bags out there, like Evergoods, like the Attitude Supply ATD1, which is becoming one of my favorite bags. I'm using that bag actually quite a lot. Or Black Amber. I'm not sure if they can be competitive with all those great bags out there. I still think they are great bags, and considering how durable they are and considering all the materials, all the engineering work and all the stitchings, and that it is an investment for life, the price, at least the price that I paid, to me at least, is justified. Because if I wouldn't test all these bags, that Goruck GR0, which is now called GR01 20 liters, would be my one and only bag that I would have used every single day until now. So that would have been its money's worth. And I have no idea how much they're charging now. Maybe you can put that in the comment section. But yeah, as I said, there are so many good bags out there at the moment, and there are so many good bags coming out in the future, so I'm not sure if they will stay competitive if they raise their prices that much. By Hio Rim, hi to you as well. Oh no. You know, every time I scroll too far down, I lose where I have been. Sorry. Bofan. Is your name actually Bofan? That's pretty incredible. Thank you very much. If that's actually regarded you're a fan of me and not your actual name, like Bo and your last name Fan. How has the secret held up over time for you in terms of the adhesive? It seems strong, but it is still adhesive. Actually, if you have seen my very first review, I had my concerns about that adhesive. That's a difficult word, adhesive. And I was worried about that it would get loose over time, but it is still holding up strong. And I'm always putting a lot of receipts and bills in that foldable compartment, which causes a lot of stress on that adhesive, but it's still holding up well. So I can't say anything bad about that. I have no idea if they changed anything. I mean, that wallet is already, I think, 4 years old or something, and has been in my back pocket every single day. So yeah, it's still my favorite wallet. By Saleh Abu Shami. Why didn't you review any Peak Designs product until now? I want to. They are on my wish list, but for some reason I haven't had the chance to get one yet. They are on my wish list. I'm not sure if the interest is already gone because so many people have already reviewed that, not only in the bag realm, but also everywhere. Like every photographer and videographer and tech channel has already reviewed a Peak Design bag. So I'm kind of late to the party. I'm not sure if anyone is actually still interested in my take on the bag, but I have tried to get the one Peak Design bag for such a long time, and I hope I finally get one sometime this year. By Marv1422, gonna need more motorcycle gear reviews from you, Bo. I love the review on the MT-07, though I think you need to be more technical with the motorcycle spec, then it would be perfect. I agree with you. I would love to do more motorcycle related videos, and I would love to know from like every one of my subscribers. Maybe I'll do a poll later, because seeing my other motorcycle related videos, the views are pretty low and I'm not quite sure if the interest is there, but obviously I'm heavily invested in the motorcycle world since last year, which is also the reason why I'm fairly new to this topic. So in terms of technical motorcycle specs, yes, I can include it in there, but actually have no idea what all those numbers mean. So I think if you look at the Suzuki race bike review, I think, to me at least, it was an interesting take on the bike to view that bike from a completely beginner's perspective with no excessive knowledge about what all those numbers mean, what all the tech is actually about, and just give you my impressions why that bike is not suited for a beginner like me. And just like everything on this channel, I regard most of the content that is at least new to me as something that I take you along with me in the journey of learning more about that stuff. Like my watch review, that was my very first review, and I'm trying to educate myself, and I try to give you my perspective as a newbie on that topic. And that's the same approach that I have with motorcycles, because I have actually no idea. Next week, for instance, is a vlog about me at a safety course learning cornering, and there you will see I'm still a beginner in all of this stuff. But as soon as I'm growing with that, and maybe more companies will lend me a bike to test out, then I can start to include more technical facts. But for now, I want to do reviews of new items from a beginner's perspective and try to bring you along in my journey and learning all that stuff. I hope that makes kind of sense. But yes, I will do some motorcycle gear reviews, but probably in a way as a second video each week, just so I won't alienate all the subscribers that are here for bag-related content. By Baseplate, hey Bo, how are you doing? What do you think of the Boundary Supply errand pack? I'm doing well. I'm actually having a little bit of a sore throat. It's getting winter and my nose is, I'm getting a cold, I guess. But thanks for asking. And the Boundary Supply errand pack is a bag that I want to review because I find it very interesting. I have already talked to Boundary Supply. They will give me a bag to check out as soon as all the what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Kickstarter. As soon as the Kickstarter is over and the shipments get out, then I will receive the final version, so I can do a proper review and not just a quick look. I have no idea when that will be. I think sometime in October, and then I will start to review that bag. By Perks P, looking forward to the air travel pack. To the travel pack review and the preferred bags update. It's just going to be a quick look, because as far as I can tell from my first look, excuse me, I just told you about my sore throat and now I have to cough. The bag is, I would say, how can I compare it? If you're in the tech space, the Travel Pack 2 is basically, the Travel Pack 2 to the Travel Pack 1 is basically like the Note 9 to the Note 8. It's not a completely redesign, but it's kind of like an upgrade. A small, not a small, it's a good upgrade, but it's not an upgrade or a design change that really grants a complete review. So I will do like a comparison or just a quick look, because I think most of the stuff that I have said in the review of the Air Travel Pack 1 still holds true to this one, and so I will work on that pretty soon. By Peter V. Hey, can you do more EDC videos, please? Yes, I'm actually working on that. I haven't been working on that because my EDC hasn't changed at all, to be quite honest. I still use the same wallet, I still have the same phone. Okay, there's the Quadlock mount on here, but nothing new. I still have my Fitbit, my Steinhardt watch, my Orbit key, the Kubotan, the Victorinox, and the Fisher Space Pen is with me, but I rarely use it. So since nothing has changed, I didn't even bother to do a new EDC video, but I'm thinking of doing not an extended EDC, which I also already have done and it hasn't changed, but how would you, I'm not sure how I want to call it, but the EDC of stuff that is in my backpack and is kind of in the gray zone of a pocket dump and a backpack extended EDC. I'm still waiting for all that stuff. And yeah, as soon as I have that stuff, I will do that video. But I would love to do more EDC videos. It's just that I haven't gotten any new stuff yet that really that was so good that I wanted to exchange that inside my pocket. The James brand Elco, for instance, is a very good example. It's a great little small knife, but it's just a knife and not like the Victorinox Swiss Army knife, which has a big blade, a small blade, a bottle opener, a screwdriver. The Elco is just the knife itself, so that is why I haven't bothered to carry it with me instead of the Swiss Army knife. So yeah, I want to have more fluctuation of my EDC, but I haven't found anything that really was good enough to or interesting enough to change anything around that. By Juan Dala Cruz 001. Hello from the Philippines, my fellow Malay. I'm actually Indonesian. I'm not sure if Malay is the overall term for everyone in that area, but my parents are both from Indonesia, but I was born and raised in Germany. And hello to you back. By Giga Divatsi. Hi, Goruck GR1 26 liters for travel. What do you think about it? I have the 20 liter version. I know that Tom from Pack Hacker was traveling the world with the Goruck GR2, which is, I think, 35 liters. I'm not 100% sure if the 26 liters is a good middle ground for traveling, because it is at least for my size, slightly too big for an everyday carry bag. I'm 170 centimeters tall. That is, I always forget, 5'5". Yeah, I think 5'5" in US sizing, and for that the 26 liters is a little bit too big, and for traveling 26 liters is also too small, at least for me. So if I actually manage to travel with one bag, I need around 31 to 35 liters. So it really depends on how you pack actually and how tall you are. So I'm not 100% sure if the 26 liters version is great for one bag traveling. Yeah. A follow-up by Juan Juandela. A few years back, your Goruck review was the only proper one. Yeah, that was a funny story. That was actually the reason why I started this channel, because I actually wasn't able to find a proper video review about the Goruck. So I decided to buy it and create a video, and that started this whole channel. So there's a lot of love from my side for that bag. By Irfan Zaini, off topic, do you speak Bahasa? Bahasa is the term for the Indonesian language. I do speak a little bit Bahasa, but only like where food, where hotel, I hungry. So it's really basic and doesn't have the proper grammar to it, but it's enough to get around the city and to order some food. If you talk Bahasa to me, I probably will understand like 70%. But I would love to learn more, of course. It is my origins. By Peter V, do you prefer traditional wallets or minimalistics? I definitely prefer minimalistic wallets, for the only reason that I always carry my secret wallet, which is rather minimalistic and small in footprint. I always carry that in my back pocket, which is why I sit on it, and I don't want to sit on a big wallet. My front pockets are always occupied by my phone and by my keys. So yeah, that's why I need to carry that, and I'm used to carry that wallet in my back pockets. That is why I always prefer minimalistic wallets. Oh, damn, now I scrolled down too far again. Hold on. By Perps P, most of the bag reviews are for US made bags. Do you think USA bags are better to European, or just not enough European reviewers? Any opinion about the Evergoods CTB40? That's a good question. I think most bag enthusiasts and people who take value in a proper backpack are in the US. Just for the reason, if you take Goruck for instance, the market of people who are totally fine with carrying a military style backpacks is bigger in USA. For instance, in Germany, if you carry a military style backpack, people tend to kind of look at you in a strange way, which is why back in the day, I changed from the 511 Rush 12 to the Goruck, and one of the reasons was that the Goruck didn't look that military, or not as much military like the Rush 12. Now backpacks are starting to get a little bit, let's call it fashionable, or minimalistic in design. Let's take Black Amber for instance, or Heimplanet, which are based in Hamburg actually. They take value in durable backpacks and good quality, but also take value in the looks of the bags. So this is just speculation from my part, but I think in Europe they are very conscious about the design of the bag that is on your bag, rather than taking more value in the quality of the bag. Sometimes, as I said, that's more speculation, because as far as I can tell, not many people, at least in my surroundings, don't really look for a backpack. They just think of it, it's just a bag. Why the hell would I spend like 400 euros on a backpack? most of the people think I'm crazy, to be honest, having so many expensive bags. But yeah, so, and as far as I can see from my analytics, like 80% of my viewers are in the USA. So yeah, that's why I think most of the market is in USA. As far as Evergood's CTB40 is concerned, I haven't had the chance to take a look at that one in person yet, so I can't really comment on that. But I really like the Evergood's, damn, I forgot the name, CTB, I think, CB24, that bag that I reviewed a couple of months ago. I really like that bag, so I would be interested to check out the CTB40. If I remember correctly, that's the one that looked kind of boxy and spaceship kinda, if I remember correctly. I think the looks is kind of strange, but I think in terms of functionality, they probably did a pretty good job. By Peter V, iPhone or Android? Android all the way. I was an iPhone user and I use Apple products, but to me, I can't justify the price of an iPhone in considering what you get for that. I always need, or I always want expandable storage. I want good battery life. And with my old iPhone, the last iPhone I had was the iPhone 5, I think. That battery lasted like half a day or something, and was very expensive. So I switched to LG, and I would love to switch to the Note 9, but that's the same problem with the iPhone. I think the feature set is great, but not for 1,000 euros. Okay, Simon Camp updated me on the pricing for the GR1 that costs now $395. Yeah, that's a lot. That's quite a lot. As I said before, I still think the GR1 is one of my favorite bags, and if I wouldn't review bags and that was the only bag that I had, I would still use that bag every single day. But now seeing that there's so much competition, I'm not 100% sure if that price is competitive. It might be justified considering all the build quality and considering that due to its durability, it is an investment for life. But yeah, there's so many good bags out there. I'm not sure if that price is justified. Yeah, Caleb also updated me. The price change was from 295 to 395. I need to do some more research why that is. But just from that information alone, yeah, as I said, I'm not sure about if that is competitive. By Lukman Hakim, Bo, I saw you were Red Wing Iron Ranger in your last video. Yes, I do. That was I'm a sneakerhead. I always wear Nikes, sometimes Adidas sneakers, but yeah, that's a dumb reason probably, but I'm 37 years old and I thought like maybe I need some I don't know, representable or age appropriate shoes for, I don't know, client meetings or something, and I don't like dress shoes, and I thought like, well, those Red Wings are looking good and are kind of a good compromise in a way. So I just tried them on, and yeah, they are pretty expensive, but just like the Goruck, they are an investment for life. And so I bought them. My wallet was screaming by the price, but I liked them pretty much. And yeah, the reason was, yeah, I liked the looks, but more was like, I was thinking like, okay, I need some age appropriate shoes at some point, and I hate dress shoes. These are kinda age appropriate and kinda okay for a meeting. Yeah, that was actually the reason why I bought those. Um, Goruck are rough but heavier by Perks. Sorry, I don't know how to say that name. Perks P. Goruck are rougher but heavier. Agreed. The bag by itself is pretty heavy, but yeah, durability always comes with a cost. And considering that these bags are targeting military people or rougher environments, I think that weight is kind of justified. But that's also the reason why I want to do those educational videos in the future about fabrics, for instance. Why certain fabrics are better or are being chosen over the others. And I'm interested in that by myself. Um, by Lukman Hakim. Oh yeah, and is the Heimplanet Daypack waterproof? Planning to get it for me to ride on the MT. The MT-07 is a motorcycle. For those of you who don't know, you need to be careful about those terms, because waterproof, water resistant, those terms are kind of thrown around a little bit carelessly, I would say. I always say it actually doesn't matter how water resistant or waterproof a material is. If there is an opening anywhere on the bag, water will get inside. For instance, look at the Pact 1 review. The material is water, I think, resistant, but there is an opening on the side pockets and water was getting inside those side pockets. That being said, the Goruck Daypack has water resistant fabric and water splash proof YKK zippers as far as I can remember. So I think you're good to go for a certain amount of time, but obviously if you're riding with that bag over a longer period of time in the rain, water will get inside. For motorcycle riding, I would recommend a roll top kind of backpack anyways, because there are less openings for water to get inside the main compartment. The chances for that bag to accidentally open are lower, but I personally always prefer clamshell opening bags, but on the motorcycle I would recommend a roll top. By Tozy T, how did you start to do reviews? I would be really interested in starting, but I'm worried of the steep cost I have to pay just to buy the bags. As I've said in the beginning, the very first bag that started this channel was the Goruck GR0, which did cost me 400 euros back then. It was a very huge investment and it felt crazy to pay that amount of money. And just like, let's take any object for YouTube, be it tech, be it bags or EDC or what else, photography or that. I would always say start with the items. If you want to do reviews, start with the items that you have, so you can practice and finding your style. Instead of like going out and buying an item just to make your very first review on that, take something that you already have, that you have experience on, and then try to figure out how you would approach a review video, and try to develop your style. If you watch my very first videos, for instance, I'm still like stuttering and mumbling in all of my videos. It takes such a long time to getting used to just speaking to the camera, and that is why I would recommend don't go ahead and buy anything and then trying to figure out your very first video, but rather I would assume you already have a bag at home. Try to review that and take your phone. Don't go ahead and buy an expensive camera, but take your phone, try to figure out how to do a review and get a little bit creative and get comfortable with filming and with speaking in front or behind the camera. And then after you get more comfortable, then you can try to get a bag. And especially since you already have a video made, you can actually try to approach a company and say, hey, can you give me a bag to test out, or at least give me some discount on the bag? Here's a video that I made and how I would review item A or B. And that would be my advice to you. Don't go ahead and buy anything expensive, but start with the items that you have at hand and try out the very first video. And yeah, always feel free if you have questions about how to do videos, or how yeah, I don't know, questions about the bag, always feel free to send me a DM on, or you can send any DMs. YouTube actually removed sending DMs, which is stupid in my opinion. So the only way you can contact me is either on Instagram, which I'm always on there and I will try to answer as fast as I can, or on Twitter, but I'm not that much on Twitter, so Instagram would be better, or you send me an email at youtube@ismono.com. If I don't answer, the mail might have been stuck in my spam, so don't be angry if I don't answer, but I try to answer as soon as I can. And yeah, if you do a video, feel free to send me a link and I will take a look. Those by Perks P, those caps you wear are great. Thank you very much. Those are actually the only caps that do look good on me, because I always wear flex fit caps, ball caps, because with snapback caps I look like Elmer the Fudd. I don't know why, they look kind of strange on my head, so I only can wear these ball caps. This one is from Revit. And to be quite honest, that's the only one that I was able to find. Yeah, snapbacks are the way are hip at the moment, and flex fit ball caps are not that easily to find. By Javier Bustamante, I hope I pronounced that correctly. You are very creative and know a lot about bags. Would you be willing to venture into designing your own bag and kickstarting it? Thank you very much. A couple of you have actually asked me if I would ever design a bag, and by that I always have to say I'm actually not a designer. I always consider myself to be like a film critic. A film critic knows which movies are good or bad, and he or she can tell you why that movie isn't that good or why that movie is bad. And I feel the same way about bags. I know which bags I like or dislike, and I can tell you the reason why I think that bag might be not that good. But I'm far away from being able to design a bag. That's also the reason why I want to educate myself in terms of fabrics, zippers and stuff like that, and pass that information up to you. And then before I design a bag, I would love to work with a bag company and create a special edition bag. Yeah, but designing a bag, I see so many bags and I see how much effort there is in designing a bag and how much compromises you need to make. A Goruck, for instance, is a good example. It is so durable and well made, but the compromise is weight and probably also costs. And you can't create like the perfect bag. So first I probably would need to figure out, okay, what kind of bag would be the bag that I desire the most and which kind of feature sets does it have. And then I probably get to the roadblock of, holy crap, I want too much, I can't, that's impossible, or something like that. So that's why I don't consider myself a designer, but I don't want to say I will never create or design a bag. That would be a dream come true. Yeah, maybe at some point, but not at the moment at least. Marv just followed up. Makes sense, Bo. Marv asked me about the motorcycle related content. I'll be with you on that journey. I've just started my motorcycle journey too. And yes, there's a lot of embarrassing times when my motorcycle just dies. I feel you. At first, stalling, that's the word I was looking for. I was stalling the bike so many times, and actually the first time on my driving lesson I actually dropped the bike. I was learning on a BMW FS700, which is a very, at least for me, a very heavy bike and a little bit higher bike. So I weigh 67 kilograms and I'm only 170 centimeters tall. So I was tiptoeing that bike. That bike was so heavy and I was turning and braking on the parking lot. And if you ride a motorcycle, if you brake while the handlebars is turned and you're moving, the bike actually just drops. And I wasn't able to hold it up, so I was dropping and was landing on my leg. It was really, really embarrassing. And that was actually one of the reasons why I chose the MT-07. MT-07, yeah, because it is not that heavy. So yeah, that was just a funny backstory. By Marcel Miranda, can you give some tips on how to organize toiletries for TSA approval and which is your bag recommendation for it? Actually, that is so hard to do a proper recommendation because in my experience, I was in New York at JFK, I was on the airport in LA, in Indonesia, in Dubai, and Barcelona, Paris, London, and Germany. And every single security check has obviously, because everyone is just human, has different, how you say it, conditions or terms of services or limits of what you can bring to the plane. So some would allow you like a regular DOP kit as long as all the bottles are in that, I think it's 100 milliliters spec. Some will tell you, hey, take all of that stuff out and put that in the 1 liter Ziploc bag. And some just tell you, hey, you can't take that on there, you need to leave all of that stuff at the airport. So it's really hard to give a proper recommendation. What I always do is to have actually those common 1 liter Ziploc bags and try to fit everything inside of that Ziploc bag, because that's basically the most common denominator for all the airports. I have a couple of people who said, hey, I always take my dump kit, I never had a problem. But for me at least, it was always different at any airport. So I would say, just to be safe, take the 1 liter Ziploc bag. If you're brave, then take a regular dump kit and just try to stay with those 100 milliliter bottles, I would say. By Ryan, wow, that's Hulliberger. Have you traveled much with any of your mission workshop bags? If so, how well have they held up, and are they worth the price? I only have, so far I've traveled with the mission workshop archive backpack. Sorry, there's a fire station right next to my building. That's why there's always like fire trucks. What was it? Yeah, I have only traveled with the Mission Workshop archive bags. What I can tell you is that the build quality, the feature set, and the overall looks, in my opinion, are worth the price. Are they? Oh no, I have the Mission Workshop rake. Obviously, that's actually one of my favorite bags. Yeah, in terms of durability, looks, and feature set, they are worth the price. But that being said, the archive system is, while I always am a huge advocate of modularity, that archive system is actually a little bit cumbersome when you're traveling, because all of the pouches are outside of that bag and create a lot of places where the bag can hook against to. So if this is the bag, for instance, and my phone is one of the pouches, it is stuck here. So that's the bag and that's the pouch. So if you put that underneath your seat or in the overhead compartment of the airport seat, there is the possibility that when you pull it out, something gets stuck right here and you can't pull out the bag. So it isn't that practicable. Is that the word? Practicable or practical when you travel with that bag. But on the other hand, the rake, for instance, that doesn't have the archive rail system, is actually pretty good for traveling. So I think the price is, they are worth the price, but you really need to have those drawbacks. You have to keep those in mind. That's every time I scroll down and I scroll down too fast, it jumps to the bottom and I need to scroll back. By Tozy T again. I have also another question. Could you please specify if the bags you are reviewing are from the US or from Europe? It might affect the cost and availability in the EU. To be 100% frank with you, that is actually the reason, or those costs are actually the reason why I never include pricings, I never include pricings in any of my videos, because shipping fees and custom fees always impact sorry, I need to take a drink. They always impact the pricing of a bag, and depending on where you live, it might be way more expensive for you or someone else. Sorry, I have a new bottle. I tried out these bottles with a bigger opening because it's easier to wash, but to drink out of it is so difficult because there is always liquid in the top part, and when you drink, that there's always a drop either going on your pants or in your face. So yeah, I'm trying to get used to this. So a big bottle with a big opening is easy to clean, but it is difficult to drink out, at least for me. So yeah, getting back to the question, yeah, I never put pricings on the bags or in any of my videos because of that custom fee and shipping reason. And I would say 95% of the bags usually come from the US, which is the reason why I never bother to put what do you say, a disclaimer or information where the bag is from. Because obviously if the bag is from Europe, then all of my viewers in the US need to consider the pricing. Or maybe it's a big company and then they have like how you say it, reseller in that particular continent. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. I actually, hold on. Sorry, I actually have a fan on the camera so it doesn't overheat. And the fan just dropped to the bottom. So yeah, I hope that answers the question why I don't include where a bag is actually being shipped from or being produced from. By Lukman Hakim, Bo, amazing how far you have gone since you started. Some thumbs up, man. Yeah, I actually can't believe it myself. That's it's actually something every time I'm baffled about it and humbled that so many of you actually watch all these videos. And I really thank you all for the support. Okay, by Georg Fabri, best bicycle. Actually, I have a bicycle and I love my bicycle, but a friend of mine actually built it and I only ride with that bicycle, so I don't have any knowledge about bicycle brands or what's good about the bicycle. He's pretty good in terms of what bicycle parts are good, and he's more knowledgeable about that. So shout out to Patrick for creating my awesome bicycle. By Mr. Hitzli Putzli, not back related. Where did you get the fox artwork behind you? That is actually a picture that is called realistic Star Fox from the Nintendo 64 game Star Fox, and you can get it from, I bought it at Society 6, Society and then just 6.com, and just Google or search for realistic Star Fox, and there are actually I think all of the artists actually drew all of the characters from Star Fox, and the artist, I forgot the name of the artist. He has a pretty cool Instagram as well, and he does lots of great stuff. Let me. I just scroll down for more questions because Happy and I need to go out in a couple of minutes. So I'm just skimming through questions. By Iron Backpacker. Hi Iron Backpacker. I would recommend for you to review the Moss Organizer Black Pack. May something for you as well. It's 19 liters and expandable to 27 liters, and it is made for digital nomads. I definitely will Google that bag, but there are so many bags right now. It's crazy. It feels like every single month there's a new Kickstarter and a new bag coming out, and that's amazing, at least to me, and that the bag world is growing so much. And there is a saying, someone at Carryology said that bags are the new sneakers. Like there are a lot of sneakerheads and the sneaker culture. There are so many sneaker enthusiasts, and everyone's trading sneakers and trying to get the next limited edition sneaker. And I feel the same way about bags, and I really hope that the bag enthusiast world is growing. And yeah, it's not like, oh, I need a backpack, I just want to pay like 40 euros and then it breaks and then I get another cheap backpack, but more like being aware of bag qualities and like having a couple of bags. Obviously it's too expensive, but hold on, like a good pair of sneakers, like a limited edition sneaker or something, is also costs like 400 euros and you can't use it that long, and it's not as intricate like a backpack. So if you compare sneakers to bags, I think the prices of bags are pretty justified. So I would love to, in a couple of years, the bag culture is not as big as sneakers, but it's comparable. That would be awesome. By Ferhat Aditya, are you going to change your background anytime soon? Probably not. But I want to change. If you have you ever seen the channel of Pack Hacker? If you haven't, definitely check it out. It's also a bag channel, and he has this wall where all the bags are hanging. And I would love to have a similar wall somewhere in this apartment so I can change backgrounds. But this background is just, I took it from my last apartment where I have lived 11 years, and so many videos have included this background, and that's why it's so dear to me. And I will add more pictures, of course, but I probably won't change it. But yeah, I want to include more backgrounds at some point. Oh, that's pretty cool. By Tozy. Yes, I have a couple of bags. I got interested in them when I moved to London, and lately I got addicted to bag reviews after finding your channel. That's awesome. That's exactly what I'm talking about. If the bag culture is getting bigger, and then yeah, it's kind of like collecting sneakers. You need more space, obviously, because bags are bigger, but that would be awesome to have, like, yeah, collecting bags like I do and talking, like, nerding out about that stuff. That's pretty cool. Bo is by Iron Backpacker. Bo is going to conquer Kickstarter. I bet $5 on it. I'm not sure, actually. Maybe in a couple of years, but not anytime soon. By Kimo, can you talk German? I will just translate the next sentence. He said just one sentence. And kannst du bitte Deutsch sprechen? Es reicht ein Satz. So I just translated what you said. But German is such a... Compared to other languages, in my humble opinion, German is A, a very difficult language, and B, it does sound pretty harsh. Like, in English you can, like, sing about a shoe. If you sing about a shoe in German, it would sound terrible, in my opinion at least. Hey Bo, what do you do with the bags that you aren't using anymore? They actually are in my storing room in the cellar in a bunch of boxes. There's a video on my channel, Where Are All the Boxes, and there you can see all the where are all the bags. It's called Where Are All the Bags, and there you can see all the boxes in my storage place. By Arnold Don NYC. I definitely agree that bags are the new sneakerhead. Bagheads. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That would be awesome. By Yuri Felipe, top 3 bags. as I said in the beginning of this live stream, my favorite 1.0 video is so old, and I'm working on a, no, that's lying. I'm not working on it, but I'm breaking my head about a 2.0 video. There's so many good bags that I have reviewed lately, or not lately, since the 1.0 video, and I'm having such a hard time to narrow it down to 3 or 5. So I don't want to answer that question because I'm still thinking about it, and I haven't made up my mind yet about those 3 or 5, but I hope I can make that video pretty soon. Okay, the last comment before I need to end this video, because Happy's down here. Maybe I will hold her up in a minute. We need to go outside. So the last comment by Pilps P. There are European bag alternatives like trade bags. Oppose this. Is oppose this in Europe? Yeah, it's in Ukraine. Question. But I also have faced import duties. I have some bags. I have discovered the Evergood CPL24. That's what it's called, and it's great. Yeah, that's what I said. It's really difficult to, or not difficult. It doesn't make sense for me to tell you where a bag is coming from, because everyone is living somewhere else, and everyone has probably to face at least international shipping fees and very probable custom fees. So yeah, that's the reason why I never mention pricing, and it probably wouldn't make sense for me to include where a bag is coming from. Yes, hold on, let me just switch over here. Yeah, thank you very much for joining this live stream. It was, like always, a pleasure talking to you all. This Wednesday, the Heimplanet Transit Line Quicklook. Next week, a small kind of vlog. I'm currently working on the sling bags video, and yeah, always, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Instagram, or yeah, on Twitter as well. Sometimes I am on Twitter. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next Q&A live stream, and I hope you will enjoy the next videos. And before I quit, I'm not gonna close the Happy. Let's see. There's Happy, and we're now going outside for a short round of walkies. Sorry, I woke you up, huh? All right, thank you very much, and I see you soon. Have a good night.